Okay, so this is the second recording in a series of call for the history for U.S. civics. And Mia just finished reading the first portion, and now I'm going to read the second portion. Summer in Philadelphia, 1787. Okay, so here goes again. By 1787, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania was considered a very modern city. A population of 40,000 people made it the largest city in North America. And now remember, there were only 13 colonies, okay? So let's go over those 13 colonies. There's Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, which is in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, yes, New York, New Hampshire, and Maine. Sit down if you want to read it. Okay, Mia's going to pick up now. Sit down, and let's read Summer in Philadelphia, 17.
Sit down.
Okay, but read slowly. You have to read slowly.
By 1787, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania was considered a very modern city.
You have to read slowly.
A population of 40,000 people made it the largest city in North America. The city boasted
good.
7,000 homes, 33 churches, 2 theaters, a university, and a large jail. The city streets were broad and straight and were
illuminated
at night by 662 street lamps. Many districts were paved with cobblestones or brick. Some folks complained about the noise when the horse and carriage traffic clattered on the stones, but Philadelphia was proud to have at least some pavement. Since the rest of the dirt streets became rivers of mud and during the rainy weather.
Okay, can you tell the audience, read how many colonies were there to begin with? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Can you read all the names of the colonies?
What state is this?
That's Connecticut. Okay, go down here. So name all the colonies. Go ahead. Georgia. Yeah.
South Carolina, Virginia.
Right. Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, Delaware.
Delaware.
New Jersey. New York.
Right.
Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Maine.
Yeah, and New Hampshire. This is New Hampshire up here. Right. Those were right. Okay, so those were the original colonies. Okay, before the United States was the United States, those were the original colonies. Okay. The Grand Convention.
The Grand Convention. The State House in Philadelphia was established for the Grand Convention in the summer of 1987. The State House, now called Independence Hall, is where 11 years earlier, in 1776, the Declaration of Independence was adopted. Several delegates were a few days late arriving because heavy rains had turned all the roads into the city to mud. It is said that on the day George Washington arrived, the sun came out for the first time in weeks. When he entered town, citizens stood out on the streets to cheer. Do you know why nearly everyone regarded Mr. Washington as a hero? Independence Hall is a great place to visit today. The building looks very much the same as it did in the summer of 1787. When entering the East Room, you can view the tables covered by green cloth surrounded by the hard chairs that the delegates sat on all summer long. The first day that the delegates actually sat on those chairs was Friday, May 25, 1787. On that day, some delegates hadn't yet arrived, but enough were there that they were ready to tackle their big task. What was the big task?
The big task.
The big task. There was plenty of work
Can I read with you?
For the delegates to do. Under the Articles of Confederation, the government was having a lot of problems. Things were looking bleak for the nation. It was decided that all states would be invited to send delegates to a grand convention, which would be held for the sole and express purpose of revising the Articles of Confederation.
What does it mean to revise?
You
Well, 1 second, I'm asking
Revise.
you a question. What does it mean to fix, right?
No.
To rewrite.
You
Revise.
choose the delegates in your notebook.
Make a
Yeah,
list
make a list of people or types of people you don't think would make it.
of good delegates to the Grand Convention. How about your mom? Me.
The founding fathers, the 55 men who attended the convention from every state except Rhode Island, were well prepared for the important task ahead. The delegates became known as the founding fathers because they were important in delivering a new government for the nation. Perhaps you listed in your notebook that a delegate should be fair and very smart. If so, you were correct. The delegates were educated and well-respected men. Many of the delegates had studied history and law. Most were well-known leaders in their states. They were lawyers, merchants, and farmers. Here's a list describing the delegates' accomplishments.
Let's read what they accomplished. Don't get exit.
Wait!
No, you're not done reading.
Wait, eight had signed the Declaration of Independence. 2 had signed the
Articles of Confederation.
30 were
Revolutionary
War veterans. 2 would later become U.S. presidents. 7 had become governors. 9 would become governors. 42 had served in the first or second Continental Congress. 8 had been judges. 2 would become justices
of the Supreme Court.
of the U.S. Supreme Court.
And
34 had practiced law. 20 had helped with their state constitutions.
It's a lot of smart people.
Getting started. One of the first actions of the delegates was to agree that George Washington should be the president of the convention. The second action demonstrated that the delegates were thinking. They realized that there would be many arguments, so they set up rules. Can you guess what the rules were? Read each statement and decide if it was a rule during the Grand Convention in 1787. Then click on the correct answer.
You never used to do that with your hands, Mia. Go read the question out loud before. 1 second. The air conditioner must be switched on whenever the delegates are meeting, and they didn't have air conditioners then. They're testing you. Delegates must listen to the person. You're not reading it. You're not reading it. Delegates must listen to the person. You're not reading it. Arguing will not be allowed. Not a rule. I'm sure that's not a rule. All proceedings must be kept strictly. All decisions require a unanimous vote.
A bold decision. The Grand Convention was called to correct weaknesses of the Articles of Confederation. Early in the convention, however, the founding fathers made a courageous decision. The delegates quickly saw that the Articles of Confederation couldn't do the job, and that a whole new government was needed. They began instead the task of writing a new kind of government called the Constitution. This was to be the first time a nation had written its own constitution. For this point, the convention has been known as the Constitutional Convention. The Constitution, written by the founding fathers in 1787, is now the oldest constitution is used in the world.
The Constitution replaced the Articles of Confederation. Very good. Okay. You want to read on to the Grand Convention?
I want to do it fast.
Okay, no, you can't read fast.
Okay, I'll just skip reading. I want to skip reading.
Well, no, I'll read it then.
I'll skip reading.
Oh, you read it.
I'll skip reading.
1 second. No, because if you don't read it, then how are you able to answer the question?
No, I'll just do it.
What was the location of the Grand Convention? Do you know the answer? Where was it? Good. How many delegates attended the convention? Do you remember? Remember? What did it say?
55.
Right. Which state did not send delegates to the convention? Which state did not? Good. So you got them all right. Next. the big task. The delegates knew that there were problems with the Articles of Confederation. Okay, the Founding Fathers.
Delegates should be nice looking. True.
I don't think that was a rule. True or false? Did the delegates have to be good looking? No. Did they have to be smart? Did the delegates have to be smart? Yes or no?
No.
Yeah, they had to be very smart. You're going too fast and you're not comprehending. Right. Should the delegates have to have fancy clothes? True or false? Good. Did the delegates have to be honest? True or false? Honest. Do they have to be honest? Good. Did they have to be fair? Fair. Did they have to be fair? They didn't have to be fair? Okay. Did they have to be rich? Did they have to be rich? Nope. They didn't have to be rich. Nope.
It's almost done.
Right. Okay. Do they have to be well respected?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I would say yes. Yes. The delegate should live in a huge home? That's not a requirement. No. You're on to the wrong one. You're doing it way too fast. Did the delegate have to listen? Good. And should he be educated? Yes. No. He didn't have to be educated? Of course he did.
It's almost done.
The delegates were lawyers. They were all educated. Okay? You're running way too fast. It's just 12 minutes. It's not almost done. You're going through it way too fast. Okay, a change of plans. No, look at what it says. What is the name of the new plan of government written at the convention? The new plan of government is called the what? No, that's the old.
He's going.
Okay, just don't worry. I'll call him back. You have 2 more to go. You have 2 more. What is the name
It's almost done.
of the old plan of government that was put aside? What's the name of the old plan that was set aside? It was the what? The old plan of government. Good. Good. That was right. Who wrote the plan of government that is the foundation of life in the United States today? Excellent. There you go. Okay? You're rushing way too fast, and there's no way you're going to be able to get these right. Okay. Do you want to do the quiz?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want you racing through it, though.
I'll do it fast.
No, then you'll get them all wrong if you do it too fast. Delegates to the Grand Convention decided that. What did they decide? Very good. What was the name of the new plan of government proposed by the delegates at the Grand Convention? The new plan of the government. The new plan. What was the new? No? Good. How many delegates attended the Constitutional Convention? Good. The purpose of the Constitutional Convention was to what? Good. I think. What was the president of the Grand Convention of 1787? Good. Where was the Constitutional Convention held? Good. The purpose of the Constitutional Convention was to what? Look. Yeah, no, you were right. You were right. When you're right, you're right. Who attended the Constitutional Convention? Yes, good. The Grand Convention of 17 later became known as what? What did they change the name to? Good. The majority of the Founding Fathers had what?
It's almost done.
Had what? They signed the what? What did they sign? Good. All right, just sign. If you get them wrong, you get them wrong. That's okay.
Okay, bye bye.
Good